there is a moment that every serious vinyl lover remembers. It is the first time you sit down in front of a truly high-end turntable, drop the needle on a record you know by heart, and hear something you have never noticed before in that recording. Not a new note, not a sound that was not there before, but a texture, a space, a breath before a vocal line, the wood resonance of an acoustic guitar body, the room ambience of a studio that has not existed for 50 years. That moment is what these machines are built for. We are not talking about best value or bang for your buck today. We are talking about 5 turntables that represent the pinnacle of what human engineering has achieved in analog playback, and every single one of them is available right now on Amazon. These machines are for the person who has arrived at a point in their audio journey where compromise is simply no longer acceptable. Ranked from 5 to 1, let us explore what separates the extraordinary from the merely excellent. Number 5. Fluance RT85, the most impressive audiophile turntable under $500. Starting at number 5, the Fluance RT85. And let me begin with the single fact that surprises almost everyone who hears it for the first time. This $500 turntable ships with an Audiophile 2M blue cartridge, factory-mounted and factory-aligned, straight out of the box. That cartridge retails for $239 on its own and is the upgrade that audiophile forums recommend for machines, costing far more than the RT85 itself. That single decision tells you more about the engineering philosophy behind this machine than any specification on the box. Soundstage Access reviewed it and praised its bright, fast, and sparkling sound that consistently exceeded expectations for the price, comparing it favorably against machines at significantly higher price points. The acrylic platter is the key material choice that separates the RT85 from cheaper turntables in its class. Acrylic has a resonance characteristic that is much closer to vinyl than the aluminum or steel platters found on budget machines, which means the platter and the record interact acoustically in a more compatible way, reducing colorations that cheaper platters introduce into the sound. The high-density MDF wood plinth with a real walnut veneer provides genuine isolation from micro-vibrations entering through the supporting surface, and it looks considerably more expensive than $500 on any equipment rack. The precision belt drive system uses a low-noise motor that spins the record with a consistency and smoothness that the machine's price does not suggest is possible. Wow, and flutter is specified at 0.07%, which is a serious number at this price and reflects genuine engineering attention to rotational accuracy. The automatic motor cutoff at the end of the record lifts the tone arm and stops the platter automatically, protecting both your stylus tip and your vinyl from the wear that occurs when the stylus sits unattended in the run-out groove. There is no built-in phono stage, which is the correct engineering decision at this price because even a modest external phono stage delivers meaningfully better sound than any integrated circuit Fluance could fit into the plinth at the same budget. The counterweight adjustable tone arm accepts a wide range of cartridges and gives you a genuine upgrade path as your listening system and your musical priorities develop over time. The 2M Blue cartridge is bright and detailed with a particular enthusiasm for rock, jazz, and acoustic recordings that makes familiar albums feel newly energized. Reviewers who compared the RT85 directly against the VPI Cliffwood and the Project X1 described the Fluance as the strongest performer of the three when price, features, and sound quality were considered together. The build quality communicates genuine care at every point of contact, from the weighted feel of the dust cover hinges to the smooth operation of the tone arm cueing lever. For a listener stepping into serious analog playback for the first time, the RT85 delivers that revelatory moment where recorded music stops being background sound and becomes a physical, present, living thing. The combination of a serious cartridge, an acrylic platter, and a handsome solid wood plinth at $500 on Amazon represents one of the most compelling value propositions in the history of affordable high-end audio. Number 4. Cambridge Audio Alva TT2, the world's first high-res Bluetooth turntable. At number 4, the Cambridge Audio Alva TT15S1, and this machine does something that no other serious audiophile turntable in the world currently does. It streams your vinyl collection wirelessly in genuine high-resolution audio via aptX HD Bluetooth at 24-bit 48 kHz. Not the low-resolution Bluetooth of cheap convenience turntables that sacrifice audio quality for wireless connectivity, but a true high-res codec that TechRadar confirmed as the most capable wireless turntable streaming available anywhere on the market. Cambridge Audio deserves genuine credit for committing to this specification, and TechRadar called the Alva TT15S1 the only game in town for anyone who wants their turntable to sit where they actually want it, rather than where a short interconnect cable insists it must be. It comes in at around $1,400 to $1,999 on Amazon, and it is a direct drive turntable in a price range where most audiophile competitors use belt drive designs. Cambridge Audio's argument is that a medium-torque direct-drive motor combined with a high-density platter provides ultimate rotational stability, and StereoNet specifically praised the outstanding pitch stability during piano music playback, calling the steadiness of the notes very apparent and genuinely impressive. The polyoxymethylene platter, a high-density engineering plastic chosen specifically for its resonance characteristics in contact with vinyl, weighs 4.9 pounds and sits directly under the record without a mat because the textured surface provides appropriate grip and damping on its own. The composite plinth with a fingerprint-resistant aluminum top plate gives the machine a sense of solidity that trusted reviews described as bank vault in character. The 9-inch tone arm with a detachable die-cast aluminum headshell was completely redesigned for the V2 version, and AV forums noted that the new arm delivers audibly improved results with better anti-skating control and the added convenience of cartridge swapping without resoldering. The Cambridge Audio Alva moving coil cartridge ships pre-mounted and factory-aligned with a high output of 2 millivolts at 1 kHz, which means it works correctly with standard phono stage inputs while delivering the detail retrieval that only a moving coil generator provides. The switchable integrated phono stage is based directly on Cambridge Audio's standalone Alva Duo design, an award-winning unit that retails separately, and it can be switched off completely if you prefer to use an external stage. 3 listening modes are available: wired with phono stage active, wired with phono stage bypassed, and fully wireless via aptX HD Bluetooth. What Hi-Fi called the Alva TT15S1 smooth, full-bodied, and musically convincing, with a considered way of presenting music that makes it easy to relax and get completely lost in the recording. Analog Planet described the experience as an absolute joy, praising its excellent tonal color, dramatic and lifelike dynamics, impressive pacing, scale, and depth. Audiophilia concluded that the Alva TT15S1 is the perfect high-end turntable for anyone who wants to enter the analog hi-fi world without purchasing separate components. For the listener who wants to place their turntable anywhere in the room, connect wirelessly to active speakers or wireless headphones, and still hear their records at genuine audiophile quality, the Cambridge Audio Alva TT15S1 is the only machine that has ever existed. Number 3. Project X 2B, the best balanced output turntable in its price range. At number 3, the Project X2B. And this machine offers something that almost nothing else at its price in the audiophile turntable market currently provides: a true balanced output. That specification matters enormously for a specific type of listener, and Acoustics, one of the most rigorous independent audiophile review resources available, said plainly that with the balanced output in use, the X2B is capable of competing with turntables in the $2,500 to $3,000 range. It comes in at around $1,799 on Amazon, and every dollar of that is justified by the engineering inside. The balanced output works through a principle called common mode rejection. The audio signal travels through 2 conductors simultaneously carrying the same signal in opposite phases, and any noise or interference that enters the cable affects both conductors equally. The receiving equipment subtracts one phase from the other, which cancels the noise entirely while doubling the signal level, resulting in a dramatically lower noise floor between the turntable and your phono stage. The practical result is that more of the finest detail in the groove reaches your ears without the low-level haze that standard single-ended RCA cables cannot eliminate regardless of their quality. The one-piece 8.6-inch carbon fiber tone arm is the same fundamental architecture that made the Project debut Carbon one of the most praised turntable designs of the past decade. Carbon fiber is the material of choice for serious tone arm tubes because it is exceptionally light for its stiffness and has internal damping characteristics that prevent resonance at audio frequencies in the way that aluminum does. Not. The 1.7 kilogram die-cast aluminum platter with TPE damping ring provides the rotational inertia and resonance control that keeps playback smooth and consistent across even the most dynamically demanding recordings. Electronic speed selection switches between 33 and 45 RPM at the press of a button without ever touching the belt, which is a genuine practical convenience over designs that require manual belt repositioning. The stainless steel axle in a bronze bushing main bearing is the combination that precision turntable designers specify for smooth, silent, long-term rotation, and Project machines it to the tight tolerances that a bearing at this price demands. The Picket MMEVO cartridge included is Project's own design, tuned specifically for the tone arm geometry and electrical characteristics of this machine, reflecting the same integrated design philosophy that defines the best arm and cartridge combinations from any manufacturer. Project assembles their turntables by hand in Europe, and the build quality reflects the craftsmanship of a company that has been making respected analog playback products for over 30 years. The upgrade potential of the X2B is one of its most compelling long-term qualities, with Project's ecosystem of phono stages, improved subplatters, and cartridge options providing a clear path as your system matures. Listeners who have compared the balanced output of the X2B against unbalanced alternatives consistently describe the noise floor reduction as the most immediately audible difference they have experienced from a single cable change. For the serious listener building a system where every source of interference has been addressed methodically, the Project X2B is the turntable that eliminates the cable itself as a limiting factor in what you hear. Number 2. Marantz TT15S1. The ultimate reference in acrylic precision. At number 2, the Marantz TT15S1, and I want to introduce this machine by highlighting its unique heritage because it represents one of the most successful collaborations in high-end audio. While it carries the legendary Marantz name on its chassis, it is actually designed and handcrafted in Germany by Clear Audio, a manufacturer whose own turntables cost tens of thousands of dollars. This machine brings that elite German precision to a more accessible price point, coming in at around $2,500 on Amazon. The first thing that captures the eye is the thick, frosted acrylic chassis, which isn't just for aesthetics. It acts as a massive dampening base to eliminate resonance. Acrylic is an ideal material for turntables because its density and vibration characteristics are remarkably close to vinyl itself, allowing the record and the platter to work in perfect acoustic harmony. The motor is a high-torque asynchronous type that is completely decoupled from the main chassis, standing on its own separate housing to ensure that no mechanical vibration ever reaches the delicate stylus. This floating motor design is a hallmark of true reference-grade engineering, where every detail is obsessed over for the sake of sonic purity. The tone arm is an anodized aluminum masterpiece, featuring a friction-free magnetic anti-skating system that tracks your records with absolute confidence. It comes factory-fitted with a high-class Clear Audio Virtuoso wood ebony moving magnet cartridge, which features a real ebony wood body to provide a natural, rich, and musical tonal character. The platter is also made of heavy, high-density acrylic and is driven by a continuous silicon belt that ensures the smoothest possible power delivery. Every edge of the chassis is polished to a glass-like finish, reflecting the luxury status this machine occupies in any high-fidelity system. In terms of performance, the TT15S1 is described by critics as having a dead silent background, allowing the smallest details of a recording to emerge from total darkness. The low-frequency response is tight and authoritative, while the highs remain airy and effortless, never becoming fatiguing even after hours of listening. It arrives almost fully assembled, which is a rare luxury for a German-engineered turntable of this caliber. For the listener who wants a machine that looks like a piece of modern art and sounds like a master tape, this Marantz is a definitive choice. It stands as a testament to what happens when classic Japanese sonic philosophy meets rigorous German manufacturing. Available right now on Amazon, it is the undisputed champion of elegance, transparency, and mechanical reliability in its class. Number 1. Technics SL1200G. The best high-end turntable. Available on Amazon USA. And here is the number 1. The Technics SL1200G. Stereophile called it a machine wearing familiar clothing over a completely redesigned interior, and that is the only accurate description of what Technics accomplished. When this turntable launched, it genuinely shocked the audiophile world, not because it looked unexpected, but because it sounded better than most belt drive machines at its price had any right to expect from a direct drive design. It comes in at around $4,000 on Amazon, and it earns every dollar of that by demonstrating definitively that direct drive at this level of engineering is not a compromise. It is a genuinely superior approach to the problem of rotating a record at exactly the right speed with zero audible artifact. The coreless twin-rotor direct drive motor is the central engineering achievement and the technology that makes everything else possible. Every traditional direct drive motor in history has an iron core in the rotor, and the interaction between that iron core and the magnetic drive field creates cogging, a subtle rotational stuttering that adds a measurable artifact to the playback. Technics eliminated the iron core entirely by placing twin rotors on both sides of the stator in a facing configuration so the magnetic forces cancel each other's tendency to create irregularity. No iron core means absolutely no cogging. A dedicated microprocessor continuously monitors the platter speed and makes real-time corrections that no belt drive system in the world can match, because belt drives have no speed measurement and no feedback mechanism of any kind. The 4-layer plinth construction weighs 18 kilograms and combines 2 aluminum die-cast chassis layers with a bulk molding compound layer and a rubber base coating, creating a structure that effectively refuses to transmit external vibration to the sensitive components above it. The magnesium tone arm that replaced the aluminum arm of all previous Technics designs represents a meaningful improvement in detail retrieval because magnesium is lighter than aluminum for equivalent stiffness, has better internal damping at audio frequencies, and does not ring when excited by groove modulations. The 3-layer platter combines a deadened aluminum main body with a brass perimeter ring for controlled inertia and a rubber damping layer underneath, calibrated precisely to the rotational mass that the motor control system is optimized to manage. Stereophile described the sonic character as delivering an iron-fisted sense of drive with deeper and more physical bass than belt drive alternatives, and that sentence is the most accurate single description you can write about how this machine differs from everything else in the room. There is a rhythmic certainty and a mechanical authority to the low frequencies in particular that communicates absolute confidence in the timing of every note. Jazz recordings with a strong walking bass line, rock music where the drum kit needs genuine weight and physical impact, electronic music where timing precision is the entire point, the SL1200G handles all of it with a conviction that is entirely its own. The detachable head shell and comprehensive tone arm adjustments make cartridge changes and cartridge exploration far more accessible than on tone arms with fixed head shell geometry. The pitch slider provides fine speed trimming that no belt drive turntable can offer, and the strobe provides direct visual confirmation of speed accuracy that you can verify at any moment. The machine ships without a cartridge because at this level, cartridge choice is a deeply personal decision that should be made in the full context of your system and your musical taste. Built in Japan to tolerances measured in hundredths of a millimeter, assembled by hand, designed to survive 30 or more years of daily use without degradation, and available today on Amazon, the Technics SL1200G is the clearest expression of what a high-end turntable can be when engineering conviction and manufacturing excellence arrive together in the same machine. Here is the direct answer for those looking to make a decision right now. If you want a genuine audiophile experience at the most accessible price on this list, the Fluance RT85 at around $550 with its factory-fitted Ortophon 2M Blue cartridge is the most honest and rewarding entry point into serious vinyl that Amazon currently offers. If you want wireless freedom and high-res Bluetooth streaming in a factory-aligned moving coil turntable with a switchable built-in phono stage, the Cambridge Audio Alva TTV2 at around $2,000 is the only turntable in the world that answers all of those requirements simultaneously. If you want true balanced output capability, European hand assembly, and a carbon fiber tone arm machine that independent reviewers say competes with turntables at twice its price, the Project X2B at around $2,100 is the most technically sophisticated choice in this tier. If you want the most beautiful turntable on Amazon, one that combines elite German clear audio engineering with a stunning frosted acrylic design, the Marantz TT15S1 at around $3,000 is in a category entirely of its own. And if you want the best high-end turntable you can buy on Amazon right now, the machine that proved direct drive is not a compromise but a superior approach to analog playback. The Technics SL1200G at around $4,000 is the clear number one. Choosing the right one ultimately comes down to what you value most in your listening room, whether it is the incredible value of the Fluance, the modern wireless convenience of the Cambridge Audio, or the legendary direct drive precision of the Technics. Each of these machines offers a unique window into your music and represents a level of engineering that honors the artist's original intent. Remember, a turntable at this level is more than just a piece of tech. It is an investment in your lifestyle and your passion for sound. I have included the direct Amazon links to all 5 models in the description below, so you can check current availability and the latest pricing. If this guide helped you narrow down your search, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of high-fidelity audio. Don't forget to leave a comment, letting me know which of these 5 would be your endgame deck for your own system. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of this community. Keep the records spinning, and I will see you in the next video.